Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Today we're going to do another special selection, and that is when one of you guys tell me exactly what you want me to check out and to do it. No questions asked, no exceptions thus far. Today's request comes from Ahmed Tajini. I hope I said that correctly. It says, hello. If you never heard it, I'd love to see you react to The Odyssey by Symphony X. Just a heads up, it's a behemoth of a song clocking in at 24 minutes. Have a fantastic day. Well, thank you, Ahmed. And I plan to have a fantastic day, and we're gonna. Well, actually, my day's over. Oh, man. Well, I had a pretty good day, and we're gonna finish it up with some Symphony X. That is not Symphony X. Let's fix that real quick. Oh no. Oh no. So I gotta move this down here, but it's a different. That's what I get for not properly setting things up. It was a different aspect ratio, so I had to. Alright. So this actually is Symphony X. And yeah, let's go. This album art is very it's an interesting take on sirens, I would assume. They're almost vampiric. But we got some dudes on a boat in some rocky waters. Quite literally, like, there's waves, but there's also some rocks. And then we have some naked women with wings attacking them. So I'm getting like sirens, but the wings, they're black. They're making me think of bats. So vampire sirens? I don't know. These guys are on an Odyssey. Let's listen to what's going on in this Odyssey. Got my attention already. Ooh, that's fun. Oh yeah. We got the offbeat tubas in the background. We got double tonguing trumpets. This big, wide. Yeah, we're going on a journey. Some might call it an Odyssey. Where are we going with this? Hyper rhythmic, and then that guitar riff just comes in. Yes, very majestic, strong victory music. You know what this reminds me of? Circus Maximus. Adventurous, even though it's heavy. It has the heavy symphonic elements, it has the heavy metal elements, but it's still so adventurous. It has that lighthearted, let's go run through the forest and see what happens kind of thing.
journey has begun. When our eyes meet once more, there will be peace. The taste of your lips, the warmth of your touch, again forever, two souls as one. Seems like forever that my eyes have been denied. Home, I'm dreaming of home. I've been 20 years away from all I ever knew. To return would make my dream come true.
Very intimate part right here, and I like how this music is instrument while he's telling us about what he wants to do. He has dreams. He's being very vulnerable right now, and the music's reflecting that.
I miss the rolling hills of Ithaca. I've been through battles and cried a sea of tears, but the tide is changing, and with it all my fears. Yeah, I will return.
Yeah,
Seems like forever.
that little vocal run while belting.
Home, I'm dreaming of home. I've been 20 years away from all I ever knew. To return would make my dream come true.
What? Yes. Yes. Dude, the rhythmic timing here is bonkers. Ooh. Yes, bring the orchestra back. A very emotive guitar line here. Leading into some shred, alright, see, I like this.
Behold the sea and winds of Jove. We set
Yes.
sail, guided by the stars above. The ports of Troy escape our view.
Such a dirty sounds. Get the they play with time signatures so much. It's not even funny. I love the grit of the guitar against the organ. I like how they have no problem using simpler melodic ideas when it's necessary and they feel it works best with the section. They don't feel the need to show off all the time, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, I felt that coming in. What?
Mountainous black engulfed in the shadow of bone-chilling growl and eye of pain. A ghastly fade held prisoner by the eye. Yeah, he must sleep as the daylight fades. We focus our senses and sharpen the blade. We take aim, in silence we strike. A thousand ridges hidden deep within the stone. A thousand nightmares. Blood runs forever from the eye.
Got some orchestral stings in there. This band is very playful. For a very serious song, there's a lot of these playful elements to it. There's got to be a ballad moment in all these prog songs.
We sit adrift on the open sea. The gift of a wind by
Little moment for that bass to shine.
so carelessly. The waves on the course untrue. Across an endless plain of blue, a new coast in view. Yeah, we
Very clean belt there.
rouse with the maiden beneath the rise. The madness lies in mystery. I drink deep from the chalice of golden jade. My senses fade.
Lots of really funky rhythmic stuff going on.
Stay like those before. I condemn you all from walk to crawl. Metamorphosize. No, I will
A very empty section for having that big guitar voice there.
She's mesmerized. Am I asleep? Tell me, daughter of the sun. There's vengeance in the air, and all things
This guitar solo feels improvised. I don't know if that's just me. It doesn't feel as choreographed with the rest of the track as the other solos have been. Unique section, number 115.
Dire warnings told by the sorceress in white gloves, bringers of love. Silence, echoing songs from above. Wings flowing, floating on, sea of
Let's change that up by the smallest amount.
Elysium swallows my cries. Embracing maidens of lust, stimulate and manipulate my senses. I welcome a watery grave. Time steadfast to the mass tragedy awaits me. I'm falling, victim betrayed by the sea.
Bringing back some of the orchestral ideas from the beginning. Yeah. The real darkness in this spot. Very theatrical. As I say that, the music for a villain to come out. Alright, a little bit of sweeping victory here. This part sounds familiar, but I can't place if they're bringing something back or not. I think so. I think it's one of the earlier sections. I can't remember which one. I really like the stereo effect they're doing with that. Yes. Said the song title.
Seems like forever, my eyes had been denied. Home, I'm finally home.
Alright, we're back to this. This was from the beginning.
From all I ever knew. I have returned to make my dream come true.
They had me going there. They were resting on that tension for just a little too long. I was like, there needs a resolution here. The journey's over. Don't give me a cliffhanger. Oh, Jesus, coming out. Just take it out then. All right, so. Whew. That was an Odyssey of a song. I'll see you guys later. Just kidding. Yeah, that was definitely a lengthy track. Very thematic. Some really cool elements to it overall. It is most certainly some good old prog rock. We have 20 or 30. Sorry. 20 or 30 unique sections, maybe more. I decided to keep track in the middle when I realized it was going to be one of those songs, and I was probably off when I started, and then I lost track anyways. But yes, it is a song that's always introducing new segments, new sections, reintroducing older ones in new context. Just the whole music composition book of writing lengthy songs. All right, without losing, uh, the listener's focus or attention or anything like that. It's not ADD style writing where we're changing every couple of bars. It's just very tasteful, staying with a section until it's exhausted, until you're done with it, until it's time to move on. And then we move to the next one, but there's just so many sections. As usual with these lengthier songs, especially ones with so much music going on in them, I am not going to be able to talk about many specifics. So we're going to talk about some overarching things. Just because that is a lot of music to remember after a first listen. I will say this, though. I'm going to start with this. On a first listen, it's a lot to take in. I enjoyed it for what it is, an Odyssey, a musical retelling of a person's journey uh, through whatever they did, including, the joyous optimism of taking off on their journey, the hardships of going on the journey, and then the delight and sort of relief when the journey is over. There's definitely a sort of double edged sword there where it's over and you're glad that you finally got through this large trek, this difficult portion of your life. Um, but there's also, the victory in that. You feel good about it, but you're also glad it's over. It's a little bit of mix there. They do a fantastic job of musically capturing these emotions, the optimism, the despair, the defeat, and then sort of the mixture of relief and pride that comes in finishing the journey. I think they do just a great job at capturing all of that musically. The lyrics I captured as much as I could. It seems fairly standard for some sort of epic journey. I like how it wasn't so much about what happened, but more so about how the character felt across the journey. More about monologues and getting to kind of peer into the mind of the main character rather than just hearing about their exploits. Um, and I like that. It's not a surface level read of the journey. It's more about the emotional impact of the journey and what it means to the main character rather than just what he did. So I really appreciate that level. And the only thing I'd say that I really wish there was more of, well, first of all, the orchestra. I think they have. I don't know if they're called Symphony X. So I'm guessing they have an orchestral sound to all of their stuff. I'm going to assume that their regular rock songwriter is also the orchestral songwriter. They just write all the songs like this. I don't, based on the name, I'm not going to assume that this is a one off. With that said, I am a little disappointed that they wrote such beautiful symphonic pieces. Seriously. All right, some of this stuff, if you took the rock part out, or even just the parts without the rock band, and you have just the symphonic elements like at the beginning, you could play those in a symphony hall 100% and get your typical symphony patrons to show up and enjoy that music. Granted, I mean, there's definitely some stuffiness about the classics and how fantastic they are and how they should pretty much be the only thing that gets played. And God, it just stifles the symphonic scene. I hate that, but it's pervasive. It's everywhere. You can't get around it. Regardless, though, I still think you could play some of this stuff and get your usual patrons to symphonic halls to listen to and enjoy this, even though it technically is rock music. There's just the symphonic writing is just so good. All right, it's all there. Uh, it's got the counterpoint, it's got the layering, it's got interesting chord progressions and time signature changes. Just the way that every instrument is utilized in different various manners. Sometimes they're used for background, sometimes they're used for embellishment, sometimes they're used for lead. Not every or none of the instruments really are pigeonholed into a role. And I really love just that flexibility of whoever wrote the symphonic part. They understand orchestral music, they understand symphonic bands and the instruments and how they can play against and off of each other. They just have a real strong knack for writing classical music. So it really disappoints me to find out that the orchestra was not used that much. The beginning was gorgeous. There was a couple of other sections that it was utilized to great effect, but for the most part, the symphony, the orchestra didn't show up much in the middle of the song other than for the orchestral texture. We're going to put that in quotations, the orchestral texture. Or for orchestral stings, just to get that extra wide punchiness to, short staccato notes or, staccato rhythmic elements going on in the rest of the band. You get that extra punch out of using, the orchestra to get those stings. So, man, it started out so good. There's a real strong mixture of the symphonic elements and the rock elements, and then the symphony just kind of became background in some sections and not present in others. Yeah, just a little bit of a letdown, especially like I said, just given how well the beginning was written. So I don't know, I was a bit disappointed. But let's talk about those harmonies, the vocal harmonies at the end with those belted notes. All right, can we just appreciate the texture and just how sharply that harmony cuts through and how gorgeous, heavenly it was? Seriously, part of me wants to be real mad they saved that for the end because I would have loved to hear vocal harmonies like that all throughout, but it just fits thematically there at the end. That is the victory voice. We have made it. We're here. We finished the journey. We got past the hardships. We survived. Let's belt these notes. So, like, I get why they held it in their pocket for the ending, but golly, I would have loved to hear more of that. Oh man. But yeah, so just overall, this song has phenomenal writing. They have an excellent sense of when to go small and when to go big. They, like I mentioned in the middle somewhere there, they don't feel the need to show off all the time. They absolutely can shred and they can belt and they can play fast and they can play wild rhythms and they can switch up time signatures every other bar. They showcase that they can do that, but they understand that that is not how you write a song, especially not a 25-minute song. You need contrast, right? So they absolutely understand that sometimes you're going to have just one or two instruments. Sometimes you're just going to have a guy singing over somebody strumming chords. Sometimes you're going to shred, but other times you're just going to lay down a power chord and sound awesome. um, Sometimes you're going to have wild, almost gent level rhythmic stuff. I think this came out before gent, but we're just going with it. You're gonna have these wild rhythmic, like disjointed rhythmic elements. And other times you're just gonna play straight eighths on a note or a chord or whatever. And yeah, it's just they understand so well how to write lengthy music. They understand that you can't show off all the time. They understand that each instrument has its place. They understand about layering and counterpoint and how instruments play against each other. They understand when to use basically they understand when to use certain elements, when to not. And those elements could be anything from tempo and time signature changes to difficult passages to which instruments to use. They just have such a strong sense of music. That's phenomenal. Every bit of this was a joy, but like I said, on a first time, it was a little much. Overall, in hindsight, I enjoyed it. Listening to it though was a bit of an odyssey. uh no, but seriously, it's hard to take in all at once. There's a lot going on. I'm not going to lie. My brain had like an overload once in the middle there, closer to the end, where it's like, you know, you've been exercising this analytical part for 20 minutes now. Yeah, I'm on overtime, and yeah, I'm just gonna go home now. Click, click, hit the punch card, go home. And I was like, nope, get back to work, brain. We're almost done. Push through. So yeah, it's a heavy song to take in all at once while analyzing. So while I did enjoy it, my first listen was a little arduous. Not a bad thing. I'm not saying that the song is hindered because of that. Just means that there's a lot going on, and I got tired of analyzing right up there at the end. So, but subsequent listens, every time you listen to it, there's going to be little things you hear. So there'll still be a little bit of analyzing, but the more you hear it, the more you remember it, the more familiar you get with it, and the less of a task it is to listen to in its entirety. So yeah, while it might have diminished my first reaction to it, my first impression, it's something that goes away over time. The more, like I said, the more you listen to it, the less difficult it is to listen to, in a sense. So yeah, not like I said, not really taking any points away from it, just an observation. I will end with this though. If you enjoyed Symphony X's The Odyssey, this reminds me a lot of Circus Maximus, and I pointed that out like right at the beginning. Circus Maximus also does what I kind of view as taking elements of prog rock and introducing them to a modern concept, modern production, modern riffs, modern equalizing, all of that stuff. They also utilize symphonies in some songs. I don't think it's all songs. They do have a fantastic 19-minute track off their first album called The First Chapter. If you dig this, you're going to dig that. Like, there's so many parallels there between the two. Yeah. So, highly recommend. If you dug this, go check out The First Chapter by Circus Maximus. I guess I'll put that link in the description. I don't typically do that, but it's just it's such a strong recommendation. I'm going to. So check the description, hit that up. If you got another 20 minutes after watching this 50-minute video, I think when we finally end this, check that out. Definitely. 100%. Like, they are just two peas in a pod. I don't know about the rest of their discography, and I've only listened to Circus Maximus's debut album, so I don't know how the rest of Symphony X measures up against the entirety of Circus Maximus, but this song specifically matches up so close to The First Chapter by Circus Maximus. It's not even funny. Like, they're, both bands just remind me of each other, or both songs remind me of each other so much. All right, so that wraps this one up. You guys can hit me up in the comments, tell me what you guys thought. The audience, my audience for this channel, tends to really enjoy these sort of epic, long prog rock things, so I think most of you are going to really enjoy this. But I also think a lot of people are already going to know about it. Symphony X is a highly requested band. So I can definitely see a lot of people saying, "Finally, you've checked it out. We've been asking you for ages, man." But yeah, yeah. Regardless, let me know. If you've already heard the song, just let me know that I'm late to the party, and why am I always late to parties? But if you haven't, definitely let me know what you thought about it. All right, above that's a description box. There's some links in there, including a link to the original video for this one. Well, not the video, the original thing. The link to watch where I got this video from, and as well as a link to Circus Maximus's first chapter. There's also some stuff in there for the channel if you want to see the videos that YouTube has blocked that I've done. You can check those out. There's a link in there, as well as a link to Patreon if you'd like to join that, vote on future bands and songs, and to join the Discord community, which is pretty awesome. I gotta say, we, us, this critical group is a phenomenal community, and the Discord chat is no different. Some really awesome stuff going on in there. All right, then there's also some buttons, a like, a subscribe, a bell. Hit all those if you want. They help me out, and if you're interested in what I'm doing, they can help you out with notifications letting you know when I do stuff. Yep, just like I put in my last video, but if you didn't watch that one, I will include it here. There are no videos until Monday, May. No, Monday, May. Holy cow, guys, we're going to be gone for 6 months. Uh, there are no There's no videos until Monday, October 12th. 7 days, okay? 7 days from now. My dates are so bad. Yes, it's Monday, October 12th will be the next video. We got 7 days with no videos. I'm taking some personal time off. And when I come back, though, we'll come back refreshed, and we'll get back into it, all right? So thank you guys for your patience and understanding. And if you want any more information about that, I am putting a quick update video. It'll be out right now. You go check my channel. You can read that or listen to that, and it kind of explains some of why I'm taking some time off and some changes that are happening to the channel, including the lack of special selection donations. I have disabled that for the time being. All right, it'll come back eventually, and I'll still be reacting to special selections that have already been put into the list, but I'm not taking new ones. All right, so yeah, that one. And then you don't get to check me out tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC, or the day after, or the day after, or the day after. But 8 days from now, I'll be back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC with Dude, you gotta check out this band week for the stuff that I seriously should have checked out by now and just have it. High profile bands, influential bands, whatever. That's what we'll be looking at. All right, so you guys stay safe out there. Continue being awesome, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.